They finish with a little sign just like this. On a cedar fence, a custom gate, ornamental iron, a commercial facility, or a public installation, this sign stands for the 70 years of experience and craftsmanship brought together for this project. All City Fence has been doing things the right way for a long time. This might be a small sign, but what it represents is amazing. Surround yourself with the very best. allcityfence.com.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
Seriously, Dad. You missed Nana's 70th birthday.
Don't be so hard on your father.
It's chilly outside, you know. You want me to catch a cold?
You literally live across the street.
Sweetie, ever since we got one of those signature heating installs from Greenwood, our home is so cozy, it's impossible to leave.
No way I'm going out there.
The Eagle has landed. That's one small step for man.
Hey, what's up?
Houston, we have a situation. How did you get here?
Your character's in our video game.
Video game?
Yeah, it's what we do with Xfinity 10G. It's like, you know, the best network imaginable.
What the heck is that?
Those are the bad guys.
Are they friendly?
The 10G network, only from Xfinity. One giant leap for mankind.
AAA Heating and AC is having a 000 sale. Pay $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months, plus up to $1,500 off when installing a new heating and cooling system. Visit AAAHeatingAC.com.
Toyota is all about having choices, like more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, including this adventurous new RAV4, America's best-selling SUV.
Toyota also believes in the power of personal choice for reducing carbon emissions, including this built-in-the-USA electrified RAV4 hybrid.
Now choose 4.99 APR financing on a new 24 RAV4, or get 5.99 on a RAV4 hybrid, plus 2 years no-cost maintenance.
The choice is yours. Toyota, let's go places.
When Doug and Andre came to TurboTax,
we navigated a turbulent housing market by
buying a motorhome.
I made their move count. We've guaranteed 100% accurate taxes for millions of new homeowners. Intuit TurboTax.
Cars will break down, and when they do, it's too late. If your car is out of warranty, it leaves you with 2 choices.
And fight. Parker Bird will receive an ovation. He's got a pinch runner.
That was the moment East Carolina sophomore Parker Bird was taken out of the lineup after making his collegiate debut. Parker lost his right leg in a boating accident just 18 months ago, and tonight became the first D1 baseball player to compete with a prosthetic leg. His dream was to play college ball, and he never gave up on that dream. He came in as a pinch hitter for East Carolina tonight and even drew a walk. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is.
18 months ago. I mean, that's what a recovery. Oh, man.
Cool. That is a really good story. Well, let's go ahead and just take a quick peek right now at your forecast. So it's pretty uneventful. We do have some wet weather between now and Wednesday.
Right now on Cairo 7 News.
Tonight at 11, a trooper is shot. Investigators say a routine traffic stop led to a chase. We walk through what happened before they say the suspect pulled the trigger. And a cougar attack leaves hikers and cyclists on high alert. What we know about the actions people took to save a woman's life.
I'm shocked, definitely shocked. Never heard of attack of cyclists. I thought they mostly attack, hikers in remote areas in the wilderness, but not like here in the Snoqualmie Valley Trail.
And tonight, that woman attacked by a cougar in East King County is severely injured. Good evening, I'm Dee Dee Sun. The Department of Fish and Wildlife says they got the call just before 1 p.m. reporting that 5 cyclists along a trail northeast of Falls City and Snoqualmie were attacked by a cougar and also spotted another one nearby. Crews are still looking for that second cougar. KIRO 7's Jake Chapman is live now at Harborview Medical Center where the victim is recovering. And Jake, what is the latest on her condition?
Dee Dee, first responders who were at the scene tell us the 60-year-old woman that was brought here to Harborview Medical Center has serious injuries to her face, neck, and jaw, but they do expect her to be okay. But after speaking with the Department of Fish and Wildlife, they say the actions the other cyclists took in the moment may have saved this woman's life. A shocking and horrific attack along the foothills of the Cascades.
I'm shocked, definitely shocked. Never heard of attack of cyclists.
The Department of Fish and Wildlife say 5 cyclists were riding along a trail near the Falls City and Snoqualmie area when a cougar attacked them. And according to first responders, a 60-year-old woman was taken to Harborview Medical Center with serious injuries to her face, neck, and jaw.
And it's rare to see him.
Sergeant Carlo Pace with the Department of Fish and Wildlife says another cougar was also spotted nearby, prompting an hours-long search for the animal. He also says when officers arrived to help out, the cyclist had the cougar pinned down.
And the Fish and Wildlife officer shot and killed this cougar before it could do more damage.
But he says how they did it is truly remarkable.
They held him down with a mountain bike. And I don't know how they did it, but they did.
I was going to say, have you ever heard of that before?
Nope.
He says if you do ever encounter one, this is what you should know.
So you want to act big, you want to make noise. You want to act large, you want to fight back if you're attacked.
Which is exactly what these cyclists did.
But if it wasn't for the response of her friends, it could have been much worse because these animals are lethal.
And after attacks like this, cyclists we spoke with say they'll proceed with caution when out in nature.
If there was an attack and 5 cyclists were attacked, so definitely I agree. We should know better what to do.
Fish and Wildlife say they still have not found the other cougar, but they don't believe that cougar was involved in this attack. I have been told they are going to patrol that area over the weekend and for a few days past that, which is why they're asking everybody to avoid that area in the meantime. Live in Seattle, Jake Chapman, KIRO 7 News.
Wow, holding down that cougar with a mountain bike, just stunning. And thank goodness that she's going to be okay. Thank you, Jake. Going in depth now, there was a deadly cougar attack in Washington state in May of 2018 near North Bend. That cougar attack was on a group of 2 cyclists and killed a 32-year-old rider. It marked the first deadly cougar attack in Washington since the 1920s. Experts believe the animal in that case was starving and hunting at the time. In King County, a trooper is in the hospital after being shot during a traffic stop. Just before midnight last night, State Patrol says a trooper pulled someone over suspected of a DUI near Kent. Washington State Patrol says the vehicle sped off and the trooper chased it all the way to an apartment complex off of West James Place. The suspect car rammed into a parked car. We're told the driver got out and started firing shots. State Patrol says the trooper did not fire back but was struck and rushed to Harborview with serious injuries. He is expected to be okay. Apparently, the trooper was out that night doing emphasis patrols for highway shootings.
The violence that we're seeing, not only just on the freeway system, but just in general, is alarming, and grateful that the troopers' injuries, while very serious, aren't any worse than they are.
Yeah. At some point in the scuffle, the deputy lost his gun, and so far authorities have not yet found it. Meanwhile, the suspect was booked into the King County Jail. Troopers also say there's another woman of interest who is in custody, but it's not clear yet how she is involved. A war protest turned into a march through several Seattle streets today. Crowds once again blocked traffic, but this time stayed off the highways. Demonstrators started at Westlake, where we have seen several of these protests start over the last couple of months. People waved Palestinian flags and marched south. SDOT followed them and worked to keep people updated on which streets were closed. And now let's get a check of your forecast. KIRO 7's Frankie Catafias in the Pinpoint Weather Center. And Frankie, we're lucky because once again, a fairly nice Saturday.
You know what? It wasn't all that bad, Dee, especially when we see some of the weather phenomenon that's happening around the country now. Something that we do need to talk about is kind of the 1-2-3 punch that we've got coming for the rest of the weekend and heading into next week. We do have light showers that are gradually increasing this evening. We have gusty winds that even prompted a high wind warning that are decreasing. And then we are looking at some warmer and drier conditions by the end of the week, something many of us, I think, aren't too mad about. Now, looking at the wind right now, this is sustained wind speeds. We still have an easterly wind pushing through the Seattle area at about 13 miles an hour. Surrounding areas still dealing with it as well. Wind gusts are still a bit gusty. Not nearly as gusty as they were about 24 hours ago when we had that high wind warning that was really impacting many of our Cascade foothills and areas around North Bend. Now, those wind gusts now sit anywhere from about 25 to 35 miles per hour. A little spot of about a 40-mile-per-hour gust is still decreasing, but as we continue to look ahead at some of those wind gusts heading into tomorrow morning, by about 8 a.m., 9 a.m., when most of us are up, hopefully, we'll see some single-digit wind gusts with the exception of North Bend, still sitting at about 15 or so miles per hour. So not bad, but we again are tracking some light rain. We're kind of swapping out these wind speeds. We'll talk a little bit more about the rain you can expect coming up in my full forecast.
All right, thanks, Frankie. In Redmond, an early morning shooting sent one man to the hospital. He was shot twice, with one of those bullets striking him in the head. It happened around 4 a.m. at the Sammamish River Villas. As KIRO 7's Brittany Toulis reports, nearby residents are now worried for their safety.
They really are, Dee, because that early morning shooting happened right here in this parking lot. And residents say they're shaken up, but not so much for themselves, but for the dozens of kids who live here and were sleeping right next to that gunfire.
Yeah, it was very weird in the morning, like 4 a.m. the alarm went off.
That fire alarm jerked Farhan out of bed, where he saw this scene early Saturday morning right outside his front door. Those police cars are responding to a shooting at 4 a.m. where a man was shot while sitting by his car. But police say this isn't a carjacking.
There were some cars over there, policemen's, and they were looking around, knocking at the door, asking people anything they have seen, they have heard anything.
The victim, a 35-year-old man, was hit twice, once in the leg and the other in the head. He was rushed to an area hospital where he's in stable condition. That victim doesn't live in the Sammamish River Villas, according to police, but residents say it's not uncommon for non-residents to sit in the lot.
With it being close to the freeway entrance, we sometimes get some random cars that are just kind of some transient activity.
Residents also say that gunfire came too close to where their kids were sleeping.
Yeah, it's kind of scary actually. So we have a 1-year-old and we live very close.
I hope this never happens again, because there's some couple of kids here, so they play every day. My kids play outside, so I hope this never happens again.
Police are still looking for that shooter. Investigators also say they don't believe this attack was random. They're also asking for anyone with any information or footage to give them a call. In Redmond, Brittany Toulis, KIRO 7 News.
Tulalip police are looking for this man, Timothy Martini. The 51-year-old walked off early Friday morning from Marine Drive near Mission Beach and has not been seen since. Police say he left his dog, wallet, phone, and keys. Police also say he may have mental health issues. If you see him, call police. Boeing and its Seattle area machinists union will open contract negotiations next month. According to Reuters, on March 8th, Boeing will start talking with the union that staffs 31,000 workers around Western Washington. Their current agreement expires September 12th. The union has a few key priorities, including increasing wages by about 40% over 3 to 4 years, as well as an attempt to reinstate pensions. Expedia's Seattle headquarters is closing temporarily after employees found hidden cameras in their bathrooms. GeekWire reports the company is using the time to enhance public security inside the building. This comes as Marcelo Vargas Fernandez is accused of hiding cameras in the bathrooms of Expedia's campus.
That's actually pretty surprising, because we're just wondering what he could have done or anything. So that's pretty surprising that he would do that, or I don't know, it's crazy.
That neighbor says there was there as police searched his neighbor's home. Vargas Fernandez is facing 4 counts of felony voyeurism. Investigators say another employee at Expedia discovered the hidden cameras back in December. Detectives traced the devices back to Vargas Fernandez and found another 33 hidden cameras inside his Linwood home. Court documents say Vargas Fernandez denied the allegations, but he admitted to installing cameras at home to protect himself. A burger spot with reach across King County suddenly announced tonight it's closing its Pioneer Square location because of bankruptcy.
So what that means is that I'm out of options. Personally, this process is going to get sort of taken out of my hands in the next week or so.
That's the owner of Burbs Burgers on social media. He says for months they have tried to work things out, but he has not been able to secure funding. It opened its Pioneer Square location during the pandemic. Burbs Burgers has other locations which include Ballard and Bellevue. An incredible story of perseverance. Coming up, the D1 athlete making his collegiate debut after losing a leg in a boating accident. And next, this is the aftermath of a Virginia house explosion. What investigators say sparked the deadly incident.
And as we continue to keep a close eye on the potential for rain to sweep across some of our interior areas, this is a look at the latest information, but we'll pinpoint where exactly you can expect it and how much you can expect to see.
When All City Fence builds your fence, they finish with a little sign just like this.